stagnant state. You can't actually learn and actually receive information in a stagnant state. So I'm going to switch you up to where you're like, what's about to happen? Because that's when you actually learn. So everyone stand up real quick. It's going to be fun. You're like, oh my God, what's Tess about to do? Okay, so what we're going to do something right now. You're going to have to trust me on this, okay? So everyone's going to close their eyes. And I want you to put your finger, actually keep your eyes open. Open them up the first time. I switched it around on you. So you're going to open up your eyes and you're going to put your finger in front of you, right? You might hit your neighbor, that's okay. We're all going to love each other at the end of the day. And what you're going to do is you're going to, without moving your hips, you're going to see how far you can point your finger without actually moving. So 1, 2, 3, okay, stop. Now take a mental picture of how far you're going right now. All right, go back to the middle again. Did you do it? Did you do it?
Yeah.
Your finger was down. Okay. Now, everyone close your eyes. Put your hand down. And whether you are an entrepreneur right now, whether you are a homemaker, whether you are starting a business, whether you work with someone, whether you're a partner, no matter what you do in your profession, keeping your eyes closed, I want you to think about what is one thing, if you could achieve it in the next 12 months, what would that do for your life? How would it make you a better husband, a better wife, a better business associate, a better business partner? How would this affect you positively in your personal and professional life? And I want you to see how it would actually, in every area of your life, almost like a color crayon, color that part of your life. What's this beautiful picture, right? Keeping your eyes closed. Now, I want you to pick up your hand again while your eyes are closed. Put your finger out like you did before. And while you're focusing on that vision of what you see yourself accomplishing, that one thing, whether it's personal or professional in your life that you want to accomplish, taking that finger, and while you're looking at that vision, I want you to do the same thing, not moving your hips, and point your finger and see how far you can go, keeping your eyes closed. Keeping your eyes closed. Make a mental check of that. Now open your eyes and look how much farther you went.
Wow.
All right, go back to the middle. Who went higher? Right? Everyone can sit down now. So this is the first part of what I want to talk to you about. Wherever vision goes, focus goes. Whatever we focus on expands. So keep that in your mind. Everything that happens to in our life starts with a thought. Actions, results. That's just the law of the universe. Like 1, 2, 3. Whatever we focus on, we think about, expands. That turns into a decision. That turns into results. Whether it's positive or negative, that's on our own accord. The problem with this that most people don't realize is they're not aware of how they're reacting to their actual thoughts in their personal or their professional life. And usually, if it's a negative thing, it's because they haven't been able to fully heal from something that has actually hurt them. And whether or not we realize it, whatever is happening on the inside in our internal world is going to affect our outer world, personal and professional. So just a little background on what I do. I have a company called Glam Girls Inspire. It is a global sisterhood. So I empower girls that are in their teens, 20s, even 30s to grow to their greatness. So the cool thing about this is I'm starting an actual live talk show on Instagram as we speak. Every single day I get a girl on from another country. We had a girl from Poland yesterday, a girl from South Africa 2 days ago. And what we're doing is we're connecting with girls all around the world. And we're talking about things that they actually go through that they're struggling. And what's really cool about it is girls that are watching are starting to be like, oh crap, that's me. Oh my God, that's my best girlfriend. I don't know how to help her, but I can get her connected to this positive platform of Glam Girls, right? So what I'm going to teach you today is a very simple, quick 3-step process that you are actually going to learn that you can apply in your personal and professional life. So you can pick, I like different color varieties, so you have 3 different colors to pick from. So pass one of these cards, pass it down to everyone. Yeah, just take whichever color appeals to your eye, and you just take one. And what we're going to do here is I want you to think about in life. I want you to go back to, I don't know, last year, 3 years ago. What was something that you went through that was really hard? Really hard. Like whether it was a divorce, you may have lost someone in your family, someone may have gotten cancer, something was really, it shook you up inside. It affected your life on all levels. You were going through it. You were experiencing the emotion. You were experiencing the loss. You were experiencing the suffering. And if it's easier, because this is all a safe place, I want all of you to get the best bang for your buck with what I'm teaching you right now. So if you need to close your eyes, this is for yourself right now. So if you need to close your eyes, I want you to think and envision so you're not getting distracted, because I get distracted, I'm like a squirrel. So sometimes I have to close my eyes. So if you need to close your eyes so you can actually really benefit from this is a really powerful exercise we're about to do. I want you to close your eyes if it helps you better. I'll close my eyes with while I'm talking, because actually that helps me too. And I want you to think about this moment that was really, really hard for you. How did it affect your decisions when you would wake up in the day? How would it affect how you would talk to people? Was your voice louder or was it softer? Was your head up? Was it head down? Did you really take your time to get ready for the day, or just kind of throw your hair up in a messy bun and be like, this is what it's going to be today? I want you to think about how it was dictating your decisions and the way you ate the food that you would eat, the places you would go, the people you would see. Maybe too many drinks, because that just helped in the moment cope with what you were dealing with. Because it was so traumatic, it was so painful, you did not know what else to do. That moment, drinking was maybe your best friend. That moment, maybe eating that whole entire bag of Cheetos was your best friend. It was a way that you were coping, because as children, we go back to that way of how do we cope when we were little. We didn't know how to do something. We would usually get our blankie, we would get a cookie, we would get something that was comforting. Even though we're all grown adults in this room, there's a little girl, that little boy inside of all of us that never dies. And what's so powerful about this little boy or little girl inside of us is that is actually the key to your creativity, your passion, your playfulness, who you are, what lights you up. And when something traumatic happens to you in your life, that light inside of you dims down. So going back to that thing that happened to you, whether it was last year, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, that was really painful, I want you to take a little personal index of how did that affect decisions of your life? And how did it affect the people in your life? Whether it was positive or negative, there was a result at the end of the day. Now I want you to ask yourself quietly, and be honest with yourself, have I fully healed from this? And if you're not fully sure, that's actually a good thing. Because sometimes as adults, we have to act like we know everything, we have the answers, we're tough, we've made it, we've gone through it, that no longer hurts us, but actually we're really only hurting ourselves if we're not being fully honest with ourselves. So I'll be the first to say there was something that happened to me very traumatic in my life that recently I did not realize was still hurting me. Till I had to take a little personal mental note and say, wow. Because I started seeing how I was reacting to different parts of my life from that pain. And if we are not being aware of how we're making decisions, we're in the reaction state where we are reacting to life. We are reacting to this situation. We are reacting to this person. And when you are living in a reactive state of mind, you are dependent on the world and how you choose to live your life. Because whatever happens to the world, you react to it. And that's no way to live. You stay a prisoner. Because you are allowing the world to dictate your life in that moment. Because you're reacting. Now, of course, as humans, we feel. We go through things. It's hard, it's painful. So there's one thing that you went through. Asking yourself, am I still kind of hurting from it? And this is what we're about to do on this card. So in life, there's 3 steps. I call it the 3G effect. For Glam Girls, I call it the Glam Girl 333. But we're going to do it very good today. So number 1, the first G is go. We go through things in life that are painful, right? The thing that you just thought about. You're going through it. You're experiencing the emotion. You were feeling it. That feeling affected your decisions, right? So that was the first thing you were going through. So I want you to write on, think, actually not write yet. Just think, number 1, going. The second thing, which a lot of people want to get to, but they don't realize they're not there yet. And this is usually when you can get a therapist, a life coach, Someone in your life that could actually challenge you, that loves you, cares about you, that can actually help you get through this part, because this is the next G, which is growing. Growing is the part where you can identify the pain. You can identify what happened to you. I was going through this. Yes, this affected me like this. Yes, this has dictated my decisions. Yes, this is painful. But now I've transitioned from going through it to where now I'm going to grow through it. Where I'm going to say, how did this make me stronger? How did this make me wiser? How has this helped me today? How has this made me a better person? Because then you get to the pinnacle, which is number 3, the third G, giving. Where you have something to give of yourself. Because see, in life, so much of the time we think life is happening to us, not for us. And that, the way you look at life in those two perspectives, drastically changes the way the course of your life goes. If you see life is happening to me, that means everything's happening to me. Poor me, God, this keeps happening. Versus, over here, life is happening for me. How can I take this? How can this shape me? How could this make me better? See, it's all the way we perceive our life, because our life is our own movie playing in our mind. Whatever we perceive is our reality. So your reality may be different from someone else. But if pain is projecting still in our life, consciously or subconsciously, all we're going to see is pain. All we're going to see is life is happening to me right now. When you stay in that mindset, you stay paralyzed. You're a prisoner to life because you are reacting. So the first step that people go through is you got to identify, I'm going through this. That thing that you went through that was really hard, you've gone through it already. You've experienced the emotions. Now you want to be really honest with yourself and think about this later on today when you have more time. Have I fully grown through it? Have I gotten the healing I needed to? Have I forgiven this person I needed to? Have I let go? Have I released that person? Have I fully accepted and acknowledged what happened wasn't my fault? I had no control over it. Because until you get to that point, you can't get to number 3, which is growing. Because as human beings, it is in our genetic wiring of our structure as human beings to give of ourselves. Think about it. How great do you feel when you could give someone good advice? When you can just be there for a friend, when you can help a friend, right? It's in our genetic code. That's how we're wired, to give of ourselves. And when you start looking at life as this 3-step pattern, the 3G effect, I'm going through it, I'm growing through it, and if I can grow through it, I can give something. And this is what's exciting about it. No matter what stage you're in, it's the seasons in life. You know, we know that after spring comes summer. We know after summer comes fall. After fall comes winter. Those seasons can be personal in our life too. Am I in a winter season right now? Is business just really down? Is my personal life just, I lost someone that I loved? Identifying the season, and you can identify the season by saying, am I going through it right now, or am I growing through it, or have I actually gotten to the point where I can now take this and give it to someone and help someone? And when we take the focus off of ourselves and we help someone else, we actually help ourselves. That's the beautiful secret. So it's getting out of that victimhood mentality, which a lot of the time we don't even realize we do. I've done it too. We keep on focusing and reiterating and looking at that vision. That happened to me, that happened to me, that happened to me. But all we do is stay stuck. The only way to get to number 2 is saying, okay, I acknowledge it. And acknowledging it is important. And you have to have compassion for yourself too. Because again, we're these little girls inside. We're these little boys inside. And we have to have compassion for ourselves, recognizing I went through that, I was going through that, but this is the cool thing. I'm going to grow through it, and I'm going to eventually have something to give. And that gives you a positive reinforcement inside of yourself. That tells you, I don't have to stay here. It is a choice. And that leads me to my second part about what Tony Robbins always talks about, is living in a suffering state or living in a beautiful state. And these are what the two mean. Living in a suffering state means you are focused on the pain that has caused you. You're focusing on why me? This happened to me. Suffering equals obsessed about my suffering, myself. I'm focused on me. And when we're suffering, it's because we're too absorbed about what happened to us. The way to transition from a suffering state to a beautiful state is saying, no matter what that happens in life, I am committed to finding little things in life every single day that make me feel grateful. Because the gratitude mindset, you can't put an amount of money how amazing it is. That is how you live in a wealthy state of mind. Wealth is a mindset. It's not a dollar sign, it's a mindset. And if you choose today, moving forward, doing this little exercise, did I go through it, grow through it, have something to give? From that point, am I going to choose to live in a beautiful state, or I'm going to find things throughout the day, what I like to call magical moments? Look at a little butterfly that went along. It was so beautiful. Look at that little girl that's just jumping up and down because she's getting a lollipop. Finding little things in your day that bring you joy. Because the more you can find and focus on it, your mind is focusing on things to be grateful for, things to be happy about. Because again, whatever we focus on expands. So if we actively, intentionally focus on what am I going to find throughout the day today that I'm going to be grateful for. I'm going to pause to take in that sunset. You know, they always ask at the end of our lives, if we had a week left to live, will we let the little things really get to us? Or will we take in a sunset? Will we take in that moment with our loved ones? So my whole thing is why wait? Why wait till we're on death's doorstep to take in every single moment? Why not live in that mindset now by choosing to live in a beautiful state? So the last thing we're going to do is these cards that you all handed out. On one side, you're going to write what is an emotion that you want to feel in the next 30 days. Do you want to feel confident? And you could be very broad on this, and later on go more in detail. What is an emotion you want to say? Because everything that we do in our life is actually from an emotion we actually want to feel. So if we want to feel more successful, well, we got to ask ourselves, why do I want more money? Do I want to feel significant? And we all have to realize what is that emotion we're really seeking. Because everything that we're trying to attain in life actually comes down to an emotion we're actually trying to achieve. So I want you to write down what are some of those emotions you want to feel. One of the girls that I interviewed from Poland, one of hers was, I want to feel beautiful, because the guy she dated called her ugly and fat every single day. So she did not feel beautiful. So that was one of the things that she said she was going to write down. So write down an emotion that you want to feel. This could be in your personal life. This could be in your professional life. It could coincide. But that emotion that you're wanting to feel is going to give you an abundance in life. It is going to make you feel better of who you are. It's going to make you more happy. It's going to make you feel more alive. And when you are more alive, you treat others like a 10. Think about it. When you're in your best mood, you're just going, you're jamming, like today is like your day. It's like running the day for you. Everything is better because you're living in a mental state that you want to live. So why not be intentional about that? Being intentional, maybe, this is how I want to feel. And we can't just want it, like it's like going to the gym, right? I want to get muscles, I want to lose weight, but we don't go to the gym. Are we going to lose some weight? No, we're not. We got to take actions. It's the same thing with our mindset. Do you want a fat mind or you want to have a really fit, strong mind? It's the same thing. You got to work your mind muscles every single day. So this is what we're going to be doing by taking action. So write out the emotion that you want to feel in one part of the card, and on the back of the card, flip it, and ask yourself, take a few seconds if you need to, what are 3 things that I can do right now in my life that are actually going to help me feel that emotion that I wrote on the other side of the card? And keep it simple, because complexity is the enemy of execution. So what is that? Do you want to feel more loved? Well, maybe that means, you know what, dogs make me feel loved. Every time I go to the park now, I'm going to ask the lady that owns that dog, can I pet your dog? Because you're going to feel loved in that moment. It's the simplest things. Keep them simple for yourself. Don't complicate this. It's really easy. What are 3 things that you can do right now that are actually going to enhance and highlight and sparkle that actual emotion that you want to feel, that you wrote on the back of your card? And again, this is for you. So the more honest you are with yourself, the more of a benefit you're going to get from it. And this is what I'm doing with girls all around the world, because believe it or not, the teens, the 20s, they are the future. So my whole passion in life is not only helping men and women like you today in this business luncheon, but also helping the girls of our future, because they are the ones that are going to change the world. So I'm getting to these girls in their teens, their 20s. So if you have a daughter, if you have a niece, if you know someone that has teens or 20s, get them connected to Glam Girls Inspire. Because GLAM stands for Girls Living a Message. And that message is we are growing girls to greatness. We're helping them discover that your past does not have to define you. It's going to design you. And no matter what happened to you, you were going through it, you were growing through it, and now you got something to give, which is helping another girl or paying it forward. And that's what life is about. We go through things in life, we grow through it, and then we got something to give. So if you can take this home with you tonight, go a little deeper in this exercise, it's really powerful. And my challenge for you is to do this for 30 days. What you're gonna do for 30 days is you're gonna read the emotion that you wanna feel on that one card. On the back of it, you're gonna read those 3 things that you wrote out that are gonna actually help you feel that emotion. And you have to do those 3 things every day. That's why I said keep it simple. And one of that is to get a hug from my daughter every single day to connect with her more. Find those 3 things that you're gonna do every day. If you do it for 30 days, it's gonna change your life. I'm telling you this because I'm standing here now telling you it changed mine. And I'm all about giving something because I've gone through things like you, I've grown through things like you, and now I got something to give that's helped me, it's gonna help you. And you can take this and help someone else. One person at a time. That's all I got, guys.
Awesome.
Great.
All right, at this time, everybody get out your business.